Hi guys, welcome to another episode of InkSpired Stories. My name is Pedro Relvas and I'm your host. Basically, this podcast is just about sharing the beauty behind tattoos and the amazing stories that most of them carry. And I thought I'd start our very first episode with one that means a lot to me that I've had for a few years now, going close on 25 years. And it's this rosary that you can see on my arm. It's a rosary that goes right around my arm. It drops down the back of the tricep, and it's something that I've had. It's like an armband. So how that story starts, well, practically it would have been around the year 2000, I'd say it was, or 2001. Yeah, that's probably closer, 2001. I had moved back to South Africa to do my postgraduate course and degree. And while I was there, I was developing certain symptoms. I wasn't feeling myself. We were at a flea market with a group of friends, and there was something in me that just felt the urge to get a rosary. Now, my background is that we are Catholic. Growing up, I was much more of a spiritual person as opposed to a religious person. I do believe in faith, and but I do understand personally. For me, there is a difference between religion and faith, and there was just some urging me that I just felt like I needed to be closer to God, I guess. And we bought this wooden handmade rosary from a flea market, and I wore it around my neck. And it was a week after that I was diagnosed with a skull-based tumor, a brain tumor. And I remember that first scan, I was in there for what I thought was close to an hour, ended up being close to 2 hours. So I lost complete track of time. And once I got out of the scan, I was told that the tumor that I had was extremely rare, but it was manageable and that we would definitely do something about it. But obviously, I hadn't seen or looked at any of my options at the time. But it was strange because I felt that that was the purpose of that rosary. It was that I had a premonition that my journey in my life was about to change and I needed some sort of faith with it. And I carried that rosary with me. So from there, after I was diagnosed, it still took close to about 3 months, 4 months before I even had surgery. So there was lots of traveling involved, doctors, Portugal, Germany, so many things involved in the travels. And that rosary never left me. I wore it all the time. And I'm going to fast forward through this story really briefly. But after my first skull based surgery, I then had two more gamma knife surgeries. I had another surgery to medialize my vocal cord and try and help improve on my swallowing, which was a disability that I had incurred because of the surgery. And during this whole process, the rosary never left me. I carried it with me everywhere. It got to a point that I wouldn't be able to leave the house if I didn't have it with me. It became a necessity for me. And in my journey, I was obviously focused a lot on my faith as well to find the strength to get me through the process. And I remember having a conversation once with my dad and asking me what my beliefs were with relation to God and who he is in our journey and what our self-reflection is and our purpose and what is true faith. And my grandmother, being very Catholic at the time, she often would say, I have faith that God's going to heal you. I have faith that you're going to get better. And my way of thinking was like, if the universal God is almighty, then it's because he's allowed this to happen. At the end of the day, this is his choice. He has seen some purpose to allow this for me to happen to me for my journey. And I often had questions like, I'm a good person. I try really hard. I never drank. I never smoked. I passed all my grades. I mean, we go down to what is being a good person, what defines us as a good person. And it's just not the deeds or actions you take, but it's also the character of person that you are. And often I would ask for God for things, strength, resilience, etc. But I guess his challenges is what gives us the strength and the resilience. So many times we ask to be strong, but we don't put the work into getting strong. We just want it to happen. We want to have a strong sense of faith, but that's not just a flick of the fingers. That is something that we actually have to put work into. My grand and I would often have discussions as to, I believe this is happening to me because God's allowed it. God has chosen this path, and not that he's to blame, but he's the purpose behind it all. Because I don't care what life throws at you. I believe that at the end of the day, everything happens for us as opposed to us. And that is, again, something that I've had to take my head around and switch it around and put more effort into understanding. And what I also got to a point was that my grand would say, no, but you've got to have faith in God. And I said, I do. I have faith this is Ani's journey, and I am just trying to have as much faith in myself as he has in me for the journey ahead. And I found that definitely helped me. It wasn't that God or the universe was going to heal me. It was the simple fact that whatever it is that I need to do is part of my journey, and my faith lies in that I'm in the right trajectory regardless of what the outcome is. So that to me became true faith, is understanding your purpose, understanding your journey, having trust that something is happening for you as opposed to you. And that for me is the universe and God that is behind that, because I guess I use the analogy, I'm an angel in training. Anyway, so that became pretty much my philosophy moving forward in life. And it got to a point that rosary was just so tattered and torn. It had survived close to 6 years of travel. I mean, I did not take that off. It was with me with every single surgery at my bedside table, in every single country and hospital. It did not leave my side. Often I find even just holding it would help me. So the rosary around my arm became a replica of that exact same rosary. And I carry that with me as a constant reminder that our faith lies in God, and he trusts us enough to handle the journeys that he sets forward. And that at the end of the day, it's not about the universe working for us. It's about us working for ourselves, in the sense, understanding that the universe has our backs. I heard a really interesting saying the other day, when people go through challenges and they go, God remained silent. And they say the teachers stay quiet during the test. And this person actually turned around and said, no, he doesn't agree with that. He believes that they're just there ready to help you when you ask for it. And I think that's the main thing. It's not asking for help to resolve the solution. It's asking for help in resolving the solution. The strength, the faith, the trust that we need to develop in ourselves and in our journey. And not that the outcome is going to be good or bad, but rather that the outcome is going to be exactly what it's meant to be. And that's what this tattoo represents to me. I hope you guys enjoyed that first episode. We'll definitely be getting more people to come in and share their journeys, and hopefully we can all find some sort of strength that these tattoos have given us, and we can share it with each other. Much love, guys. See you all in the next episode.